Okay, so today we're going to learn how to draw and shade a sphere, okay? And I have this paper that has a value scale, just because that's the paper I decided to use, and it also gives you a reference for a number 1 and a number 5 value. How I begin, because I can't draw a perfect circle right off the bat, what I do is I kind of go like this, and I go around and around and around, light pressure, until I get a shape that I like, okay? And then what I do is I kind of erase some of those extra lines that I don't like, and I choose the lines that I do like, and it's not going to be perfect by any means, but it's an easy way to get a decent circle, okay? That's how a lot of people do it, I think. Okay, so now that I have my circle, I need to decide on my light source, okay? If I have light coming from this direction, it's going to hit here, so that's going to be my brightest part, and then as it goes around the sphere, it's going to get darker, okay? It's going to create a cast shadow right here, a shadow cast by the shape, okay? And we're actually going to have a little bit of a light reflective spot right here. If I had my light coming from this direction, my cast shadow would go the opposite way, okay? If my light was coming from above, my cast shadow would kind of just go like that, okay? So it depends on the direction that your light is coming, and we're just going to stick with the light coming from the left-hand side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same skills that I learned when I was doing my value scale, okay? And I'm going to come in and I'm going to start to add, hopefully I'm not shaking the camera, my little circles to create my value. I'm going to start with light pressure. And at the top, I want to leave a white spot, okay? I don't want that to be totally colored in. That's going to be like a 0 value. Then I'd like to have a 1 value, and I'd like to fade to a 2, to a 3, to a 4, to a 5, okay? I come in and I do one sweep, light pressure, just like this. And I'm kind of rushing because I'm trying to teach you guys. I don't want to take forever, okay? But I want to keep it nice and light up here so it looks like it just kind of fades in. And then as I go down, I overlap and add another layer. So it gets darker and darker, and this takes time. It's not a quick thing, okay? It's something that definitely takes time that you slowly build up. Sometimes I can increase my pressure a bit, but I definitely want to be careful. Sometimes if you increase your pressure too much, you get a very noticeable line, kind of like here. I gotta be careful because I don't really want that to be happening. Now, if I'm going to apply just straight lines, I want to make sure I do it in a curved way, because if I just do straight lines over the sphere, it's going to flatten it out. So any lines that I'm putting in instead of little circles have to be curved. I'm going to continue to build value and just overlapping, overlapping, overlapping. I can increase my pressure if I'd like, kind of right along here. Probably more at a level 3 value right now. It needs to get darker. I need to get myself to a 4. Hopefully a 5. See how though right here, I'm leaving myself a lighter spot okay? That's light reflected from the table. I'm trying to show that light's reflecting from the table. And it's coming back up and creating a little bit of a reflected light on the bottom. I want to continue. Darker, darker, darker. And really, shading is just patience. Enough patience to just go back and forth slowly and build your darker value. Build that number 5 value. This pencil, I'm struggling with it. It's not getting as dark as I would like. My Halloween pencil is failing me. Bummer. But that's not looking too bad, okay? I'm getting a decent fade. Let's see. It definitely looks darker in person than it does on the video, that's for sure. I don't know why it looks so light. Maybe I have like a reflection. Yeah, that's kind of more of what it should look like, okay? Got kind of a glare happening because of the lights above, but that's kind of what it should look like more. I want to get it to kind of fade a little bit better, so that'd be something I would work on. I could always take my eraser and kind of dot, dot, dot to kind of help fade it out a little bit. And just to talk about the cast shadow. The cast shadow, since the light's coming from the left, the cast shadow would go to the right, okay? And Lisa, I'm in the middle of a video. I'm going to put my cast shadow in. It was one of my 8th graders interrupting, not seeing the sign I had on the door that said I'm in the middle of a video. That's okay. Let's see, I kind of made the bottom look a little flat. Whoops. That's okay. This is not my best sphere of all time. But you want it to be really dark right underneath that sphere, okay? It's almost like a harsh line that you then kind of work on fading out. And then on the edge, I almost don't want it to have an outline. I want to come back and just kind of fade that out a bit so it doesn't look completely outlined, okay? That's a good basic beginning for a sphere. Here is a really nice example that I printed off my printer. And you can see this person just put in lines, okay? But they didn't put in straight lines like this. Their lines curve to follow the shape. So they curve this way, then they start to curve to the left, almost like a pumpkin, okay? You can see how it's lighter here, and as it goes down, our value increases till we get to like a level 4, maybe a 5, and then it lightens up a little bit, and the only thing that's missing here is our cast shadow, okay, that we would have to put in. So what I would like for you to do is to try doing a sphere on your own. Make your circle, and then start to lightly add your value in.